All right, welcome back once again. This is WWPT 90.3 FM. Here at today's show, we're going to be doing a very special radio drama written and directed by students here at Staples High School. Enjoy.
Here we go.
Mrs. Pink was perhaps the most normal lady you could find. She had a monotonous life with no strange habits or exciting things happen to her, except for one little detail. Mrs. Pink was the proud owner of a national championship-winning flamingo. Why? Because she loved the color pink. And somehow, this justified her entire career. With only days until Pebble's first world championship, Mrs. Pink woke up bright and early to make sure her beloved flamingo was ready.
Pebbles, time for breakfast. Pebbles. Pebbles. Ah!
911, what's your emergency?
Help, help, I've been robbed. I've been flamingo nabbed. My address is 4 Fuchsia Road in Coral, Illinois. Come quickly.
A Murder in Pink, a feature-length radio drama written and directed by Daniel Chu, Jack Noble, Oscar Hector, and Dylan Mace. Starring
Daniel Chu as Detective Hank Williams.
Oscar Hector as the reporter.
Matt Hersler as Policeman 1.
Ben Howard as Fat Joe.
Bella Siskind as Policeman 2.
Jake Gersh as Toby the Tailor.
Act 1, Scene 2. Williams.
Miss Pink, why did you call us to your household this fine Sunday morning?
Oh, officer, it's awful. My darling Pebbles has been flamingo nabbed.
Pebbles the flamingo?
Yes, sir.
My goodness, this is quite a travesty.
She disappeared without a trace. I tucked her into bed last night, fed her favorite shrimp, and when I woke up this morning, she was gone with the wind.
Looks like this is beyond us. I think this is a job for him.
Yes, sir. I'll ring him up now.
Excuse me, but who is him?
This is Detective Hank Williams. Miss Pink. Pebbles. Missing? I'll be right there. Come on, Slippy. This looks like a job for Williams Detective Agency, Bureau of Investigation.
Good idea, boss.
Ah, yes. Who is this fine young man on the phone, you may ask? Why, he's only the greatest detective in this universe and the next. His name, Detective Hank Williams, Ph.D., known for solving such cases once thought impossible by the LIPD detectives. Some of his most famous cases include the case of the sand gerbil and the case of Who Did This? As he strides into the crime scene with expert speed and precision, he takes each step carefully as he scans for clues.
I've seen a lot of things in my time, Slippy, but I've never seen anything like this.
Yeah, boss. This is pretty bad.
Oh, typical Slippy. Slipping up as usual. Good thing at least one thing around here hasn't changed.
Okay, boss. It's just, I slip all the time. It's like something I slip. Okay, I get it. I'm sorry. Okay, all right. You can clap for me. It's fine. Okay, thank you.
As the detective spots Mrs. Pink across the crime scene, she looks distressed. He walks over, leaving his partner still slipping on the ground.
Wow, I'm sorry, Detective. I was in such a frenzy from searching for my beloved Pebbles.
Understandable. It shouldn't be much of a problem. I'm just gonna need you to try and remember a few things.
Why, I should be able to do that. Just please help me find my poor Pebbles.
When was the last time you saw Pebbles?
Why, I saw Pebbles before I went to bed last night.
After you tucked in Pebbles, did you see or hear anything suspicious?
Why, as a matter of fact, I could have sworn I heard someone open my fridge.
How very odd. Why would anyone want to do that?
Why, I haven't the slightest clue.
Interesting. Very, very interesting.
As he sauntered into Pebble's room with expert gusto, he noticed something interesting.
Mrs. Pink, was this window open last night?
Why, I don't believe it was. Pebbles always gets aggravated with the gust blowing leaves in from the woods.
The woods? What woods?
Why, the woods right outside my house. I walk Pebbles in them every day.
Interesting. So the faceless, ferocious flamingo thief must have made their escape through the open window.
Ah! Oh, jeez. Sorry, boss. I'm just so slippery, you know.
Hold on, Slippy. It seems this time you slipped yourself straight into a clue.
The detective knelt down and inspected his clue. But to his surprise, it was a tattered flamingo feather. Not just one, but a whole trail.
It looks like a fight went on here. A fight between what, however? A pink monster, perhaps. A gorilla with pink roses taped to it, fighting a pink-scaled alligator. Or maybe, just maybe. Egads! Come on, Slippy. It appears Pebbles was taken through the window after all. Follow the trail.
Ah!
Act 2, Scene 1, The Woods. Detective Hank Williams followed the trail of pink feathers until it suddenly stopped. What could have happened, you may wonder? Perhaps the culprit flew away. Perhaps he caught the woodland bus. Perhaps he simply vanished into the night. The daring detective duo searched the woods for any further clues of the crime. After a short while, Slippy spotted a significant source of information on a nearby thorn bush.
Ah! Hey, boss, I think I found something.
What is it, Slippy?
I have fallen on a fragment of the flamingo napper's flannel.
Slippy, you genius. You have fallen onto our best lead yet. Don't you see? It's all so obvious. The flamingo napper slipped into Miss Pink's house in the dead of night, taking Pebbles with him. In his hasty retreat into the woods, he seemed to have torn his flannel coat on one of the ensnaring branches.
Where'd you get this coat? The poor store?
No, Slippy. I only know one man who makes flannel like this. Toby the tailor.
Act 2, Scene 2, The Tailor. Detective Hank Williams and his glorious partner Slippy headed out of the woods to pursue the assembler of the assailant's flannel attire, when all of a sudden...
Detective Williams, I'm here representing the local newspaper, the Coral Time. Is it true that Pebbles the Flamingo was found missing this morning, only days before the International Flamingo Championships?
Run off, you good-for-nothing paparazzi. I have no time for the press.
Oh, but please, sir, the people crave a hot news story.
Well, let me tell you, it all went down like this.
Slippy, spare no details for this nosy, good-for-nothing reporter. We have a tailor to find.
Mr. Williams, my name is Sam. It's not Slippy. For the last time, please.
Okay, detective. But I always find my story. Remember that.
Wait for me, boss.
Ah, yes. The quaint downtown of Coral, Illinois. The cozy shops and well-lit streets make you feel right at home. But the super sleuth and his sidekick Slippy were not here for a night in the town. They were here for a tailor.
Well, isn't this a surprise? Detective Hank Williams comes strolling through my door. I'm either in a heap of trouble, or you've ripped your trench coat again. How are you doing, old friend?
Actually, while I'm here, can I get my stockings fixed?
Sorry, Slippy. Maybe another time. We're here for business only. Sorry about this dense dolt of a deputy. Toby, it's been too long. We need to catch up.
Yes, we do. So tell me, detective, why have you come into my tailor emporium? You certainly are not here to check out the Coral Chick collection.
An old friend can't come by and check on you every once in a while? Well, I guess I'm not here just for a social checkup. We found this piece of flannel in a crime scene. Can you tell me who made it?
Crime? Scene? Flannel? Is this connected to all that flamingo business?
Yes, as you know, Miss Pink's flamingo has been snatched.
Well, it has been the buzz of the town for the past few hours. Since we got that town radio station, there's been no need for newspaper to get news. Let me examine the fabric. Ah, yes. The flannel fashion collection. One of my finer works. The criminal certainly has good taste.
Well, do you think you could help me find the person you sold it to?
That's gonna be tough, but for my old friend Hank, certainly.
Thank you, Toby. I can always count on you.
No problem, Detective.
Call me when you've gotten that all analyzed. In the meantime, I'm gonna go consult some more suspects.
Act 2, Scene 3. More suspects. With Detective Hank Williams waiting on results from Toby, he had another hunch, as he recalled what Mrs. Pink had said.
As a matter of fact, I could have sworn I heard someone open up my fridge.
Who would stop and get a snack on the way out of a house, he thought.
Coral is a town filled with unbelievably skinny and diet individuals, Slippy. Nobody stops for a snack in the middle of a robbery.
Well, except for one man, Mr. Williams.
And who might that be, Slips?
Why, the winner of the hot dog eating contest. He's the only man who can't fit through town hall doors. Oh, and the man who accidentally ate Miss Robinson's cat.
Of course, Slippy. Fat Phil.
My name is Sam.
Hello, who is it?
Phil, I'm from Williams Detective Agency, Bureau of Investigation. I'd like to speak with you if you don't mind.
Why, Detective? But of course, come on in.
Thanks, Phil.
So, what's the occasion, Detective? Is this something about the flamingo business?
Well, as a matter of fact, Phil, this is about the flamingo business, and Pebbles is missing.
Oh, hot dog, how frightful.
Indeed. So, Phil, do you have any information that might help me out in this case?
Nothing comes to mind, Detective.
All right, Phil, let's cut the kerfuffle. Tell me where you were the night of the robbery.
Are you accusing me, Detective?
No, Fat Phil, I'm simply inquiring about...
How dare you, sir?
Phil, unfortunately, in this business, anyone without an alibi is a suspect.
Well, it's a damn shame that I have one for you, Detective.
Please, do tell. We would love to hear it.
We would love to.
As a matter of fact, I was with my kids. They
How
can verify
old are
that I
your
was
kids?
With them. Old enough to verify that I was with them, Detective. Now, if you'd like to stop accusing me of theft, I have some hot dogs to eat.
The detective sat still in his car. He was frustrated. All of his past cases had come so easy to him. Never had he been this stumped. Act 3, Scene 2. Return to the scene. The detective and his sidekick returned to the crime scene to look for anything they might have missed in their investigation.
Maybe we shouldn't have been so hasty, Slippy.
Maybe we're just doing our job, boss.
Hank and Slip looked over the crime scene, devoid of any idea of what they were missing. This was a crime of passion, he thought, glancing at the scratched-up glass on the counter. It was someone very determined, but that wasn't a name. He looked up at the fridge one last time and saw the picture of Pebbles stuck with a magnet.
I will find you.
As a matter of fact, I could have sworn I heard someone open up my refrigerator.
Detective Hank Williams had the aha moment he was looking for. He made a mad dash for the fridge.
Slippy, it's all become so clear. All this time we've assumed that the thief stopped for a midnight snack. Just as I expected.
What's up, boss? Things in this fridge are no different than mine or yours.
It's not about what is here. It's about what's missing. I happen to know Pebbles loves shrimp, and there is no shrimp in this fridge.
So the thief was not grabbing a midnight snack for himself, but for the flamingo?
Precisely, Slippy. Now, what other people would know that Pebbles loves shrimp?
Mr. Williams, anyone with Google could know that. Ah!
Another contestant, Slippy, you dullard. Who is the person who has lost to Miss Pink in the flamingo competition for the past 20 years?
Why? I believe it's Flamingo Jenkins, the most talented flamingo corraller, other than Mrs. Pink, of course.
Would you suppose someone got a bit jealous?
Maybe, boss. Let's hit the van and check it out.
Act 3, Scene 3. Flamingo Jenkins. As the detective drove through the quiet streets of Coral, he felt uneasy. The town was quiet. Too quiet. And something about this case just didn't sit right with him. Why wouldn't Flamingo Jenkins simply kill Pebbles while he had the chance? Why did it take him so long to solve such a simple case? Why do they call them buildings if they're already built? So many questions swirled in his head. He almost crashed. But nothing could prepare him for what was waiting inside of the doors of Flamingo Jenkins' residence.
Dear God, we're too late.
Police cars lined the streets, their number one suspect being walked out the house in handcuffs.
You've got the wrong guy! You've got the wrong guy!
How? How did you get here before me?
Sorry, Hank. I guess you're just not as sharp as you used to be.
Some reporter tipped us off. He found something out while questioning him for the paper.
Pebbles was right in his basement. He says Pebbles wasn't there last night, but who cares? We found the flamingo.
Squawk!
Wow, thank you, officers, and you, detective. I guess you did your part as well.
I'm ruined.
They solved it before me.
This feature-length radio drama is brought to you by WWPT Westport 90.3 FM, bringing you the news and views of Staples High School. We're going to take a short intermission. This radio drama is brought to you by broccoli, everyone's favorite green vegetable.
The buzzing got really...
Welcome back. Once again, WWPT 9.3 FM. This is A Murder in Pink, a radio drama. If you're just tuning in, we're already halfway through. Just finished the intermission. Act 4, Scene 1. Depression. Detective Hank Williams trod slowly down the streets of Coral, hanging his head in shame. He could not believe the Illinois Police Department solved the case before he did. It astounded him.
I am depressed, Libby. I was supposed to be the best detective in this universe and the next. But now, I can't even solve a stupid flamingo case.
It's all right, boss. Everyone has a slump sometimes.
It's not a slump, Slippy. You're a slump. You slump slip-up of a sidekick.
Calm down, boss. Calm down. Okay. I've had enough. You've called me Slippy for the last time. I quit, and my name is Sam.
It was over. The case was closed. Slippy had left, and the clients were scarce. Hank had lost his magic touch and had no choice but to close the doors of Williams Detective Agency Bureau of Investigation Incorporated for the last time. The retired detective was walking across the famous Coral Bridge. Light rain dotted his thick trench coat. What a feeling, he thought, to in 1 second have the world as your oyster. Hank Williams once was the pride of Coral, the best detective in the world. Now look at him. A melancholy man who only finds happiness in his Jamba Juice card and his old noir records. He went to Jamba Juice for his daily fix. But right before he went into the door, he was approached by the reporter.
Oh, detective, I heard you lost the case. Would you spare a few minutes for the newspaper now?
Sure, why not? My life can't get any more miserable at this point.
Amazing. This will surely be a hot story. So, detective, what are you going to do now?
I'm stepping out of the business. The office is closed for good.
Too bad. Do you mind sparing any details about the case?
Well, I may as well. First, we discovered a trail of pink feathers leading into the woods behind Miss Pink's house, until the trail suddenly vanished. At this point, all we had to go off was a torn piece of flannel.
And what about the shrimp? Where did that fall into the case?
Wait a minute. The shrimp was never disclosed to the public.
Shrimp? What shrimp?
It was at this moment, when everything made sense, Detective Hank Williams jumped straight out of his stupor to confront the reporter.
It all makes sense now. It was right in front of me the whole time. You stole Pebbles and framed Flamingo Jenkins. And upon further investigation, I'm sure your flannel will have a big tear right in the right shoulder. Perhaps with a certain encounter with a thorn bush. I can say without a doubt that you are the true culprit of this crime.
I'm sorry, detective, but I need this story. Ever since that gosh darn radio station started, no one reads the paper anymore. I'm just an editor. But since the rest of the team left, I have to manage this entire paper by myself. I just need a hot story by tomorrow, or else they're just gonna discontinue my paper. My life's work. I've put everything into this job, and I will not let it die in my hands. I'm sorry, but I'm just so close.
Oh, hey, boss. Sorry about everything. I thought I just bought you some Jamba Juice just to make up for it, you know.
Slippy!
I've been shot. Oh, my God. I've been shot. I'm dying. I see the light. I'm going towards it. Go towards it.
No, Slippy!
I'm going towards the light. Oh, this is time. You called me Slippy.
Slippy, don't worry about that right now.
I was always Slippy to you, boss. Thank you for all the good times.
Slippy, I swear to God, if
Bye,
you go
boss.
towards that light, you're fired again.
My boss. Go find that reporter. Finish this case.
With Slippy shot and the reporter still on the loose, Detective Hank Williams chases after the reporter through the tight alleys of Coral.
I'm gonna get you, you gosh darn no good son of a gun. I found you, and now I'm shooting at you with my machine gun.
You'll never catch me, detective. I have a new headline for you. World-class detective found dead on the street.
Well, I got one for you, buddy. Reporter locked up for life after murdering detective.
Well, that means I kill you, right?
Never mind. No headline.
The reporter was a good criminal, but he was no runner. Hank, on the other hand, was a two-time hopscotch world champion. Quickly, he had the reporter cornered.
All out of ammo, are we, Eugene?
What? I never said my name was Eugene.
Really, I could have sworn your name was Eugene.
It was this split-second decision, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. The detective saw it and took it. Right as Eugene was telling the detective his actual name,
You're under arrest for the kidnapping of Pebbles the Flamingo. You have the right to.
I know my rights.
Good job, detective. I was wrong about you. I'm sorry.
Well, officer, it's okay. We all say things we don't mean, but I couldn't care less right now. I have to go check on a friend.
Thanks, Hank. We got it from here. You're under arrest for the kidnapping of Pebbles the Flamingo and the framing of Flamingo Jenkins.
You have the right to.
I know my rights.
ah yes, Detective Hank Williams had done it again. He solved the case of the kidnapping of Mrs. Pink's prize-winning flamingo, Pebbles. Pebbles in coming years went on to become the world's winningest flamingo, winning 10 world championships across the globe. Detective Hank Williams succeeded in his career as well, solving every case presented to him alongside his faithful partner Slippy. As years passed, the dynamic duo grew even closer, with Slippy eventually inheriting Swilliams Detective Agency Bureau of Investigation. When Detective Williams retired, well, whatever. This was all good many years ago now. Though, this case went down as one of the greatest of all time. After all, I should know, since I was... there.
And that concludes our radio drama. Thank you guys all so much for listening. We just want to give thanks to everyone who participated, and hopefully you guys enjoyed it.
Yeah. Awesome.
All right, back to 24/7 music.